This has massive implications for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have a major injury update going into the Week 5 bye and going into the rest of the season. My name is Tamir Jean-Charles. This is Steelers Digest. Let's hop right into it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed. Got great content coming out in the future. Let's hop right into this one. How you doing, Steelers fans? We are back after several days after the Week 4 win in Dublin, Ireland against the Minnesota Vikings. And something that I want to continue to do on this channel that I think I've started for, the past 3 or 4 or 5 weeks or so, is just doing injury updates just to keep you guys, caught up on what's going on with the team, especially if you're like the Pittsburgh Steelers, you kind of have a few injuries. So, you need to keep people updated. Something that I didn't include in this video, but it's actually crazy what happened, but I just wanted to keep it on field injuries. Skylar Thompson, if you don't know, that's our third string quarterback. Obviously, Will Heyward moved down the depth chart to fourth string as he was placed on IR. I mean, the same with Skylar Thompson as he was placed on IR as well. And I'll talk about Will Heyward at the end of this video. But Skylar Thompson got into an altercation in Dublin, Ireland, robbery of some sorts. And it's crazy because he already was on IR. So, I mean, it's kind of harder to defend yourself against a group of people that are, trying to take your belongings if you're already hurt. But, I mean, he sustained minor injuries. He's fine. It's a crazy thing going overseas, to be an ambassador of the National Football League and something like this happens to you. It's a wild case in itself, but he is good. He's good to go. Everything's fine with him. Now, let's move on to the on-field things that happened after the war against the Vikings. I will talk about Jalen Ramsey first just because his situation was not funny, but it was weird in the sense because Vikings have the ball and, Jordan Mason is doing his thing and they're kind of driving the ball on us. I think this was their first time they had the ball. And it was kind of looking a little bleak for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then ball randomly comes out, and everyone thinks it's a fumble. It was a fumble. I'll take that back. It was a fumble. Ramsey picks it up, runs it back into our end zone, and then he does the little hamstring pull-up celebration that everyone's doing to just, I guess, nowadays people like to troll and stuff like that. And then obviously if you watch the game, it got called back because Jordan Mason touched the ball when he was out of bounds. Insane luck, by the way. But like I said, we got out of there with the W, so it's all good. But as you can see on the injury report, he does have a hamstring injury, and that was quarters later. I think the third quarter, he was covering somebody. He was covering Addison. The ball didn't go to Addison on the route. It was a go ball. He ran a 9 route. To be fair, he ran right past Jalen Ramsey, probably with that tight hamstring, and Winston throwing the ball. But he pulled up on that play, went out. It didn't look good. A bit of an older guy. Not like he's Darius Slay's age, but a bit of an older guy in his 30s, on the good side of 30, but a bit of an older guy. Then he came back into the game, so everyone thought everything was good with him. But Mike Tomlin did report Jalen Ramsey has a hamstring injury. And a guy like Jalen Ramsey, they're always going to keep – there's so many things going on with this injury. They're always going to keep a guy like that closely sheltered. They're always going to keep a guy like that closely sheltered because of a hamstring injury and because he's Jalen Ramsey, and then also because he's at his older age. So he's going to be really, really monitored. And no disrespect to the Browns, but who knows if – and the Browns actually have a very good defense, but who knows if Jalen Ramsey will come back for that game. And we also are in our Week 5 bye right now. So maybe this extra time it gives him to just, kind of nurse that injury is going to be good for him and it's going to be good for the team. But we'll see on his front. I do want to say that Nick Farabaugh, I bring a lot of his reports, a big Pittsburgh Steelers insider. I bring a lot of his reports on here. He thinks Ramsey will be back after the Bengals game, which is, I think, in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So it just depends on the schedule, where we are in the North. Obviously, we're top of the North right now, and obviously to see just how he feels on it. So, um, yeah, that's the Ramsey situation. The Calvin Austin situation is a bit more serious, I would like to say, just because we saw him get that target, fell down on that shoulder kind of awkwardly, and then he was actually taken to the hospital. So Calvin Austin has a shoulder injury. He probably will miss several games. I don't like the word several. It just makes it seem like they're going to miss like 5 or 6 games. But for Calvin Austin, that could be the case. I would like to lean towards 4 or 5 for him. Probably looks like a labrum injury. Hopefully, it's not a torn labrum. So, maybe an AC joint. Who knows? We'll have to see how he's feeling for that. And someone I want to move on to is Joey Porter Jr. Like I said, the same injury as Jalen Ramsey. He went down with the hamstring, first of all, against the Jets. So that's week 1 of the season. So he went down with a hamstring against the Jets. Really haven't seen him since. Like I said, hamstrings they're tough, right? Like it really just depends who you are. It's a mixture of the hamstring is a very tough injury to call, same with the groin, and also your CB1 in an important corner in an already secondary that's already kind of thin right now. We saw Darius Slay have some cramps in Minnesota. Brandon Echols went down and looked bad, but he's good. So there's a lot of people going down right now, especially in our DB room. Deshaun Elliott just came back. So we're trying to keep guys as healthy as possible to sustain a 17-game season in this league. But it looks like, and Joey Porter was on the field against Minnesota, and he did practice. He didn't suit up to be on the field, but he did practice in Dublin in that lead up. So it's safe to say he will be ready to go for Cleveland. Like the report said, one corner out, another one in, and another really good one at that. And obviously Alex Highsmith is still out with that high ankle sprain. So that's really everybody. Derek Harmon came back. Deshaun Elliott came back. Ramsey's out. Austin's out. Slay's good. Echols is good. Queen is good. Wilson is good. We got a lot of depth back on that D-line. Now, bonus report is now that we're going on, off of week 4, we're into week 5. That means IR players or PUP players, physically unable to perform players. That means some of them will be coming off. And Corey Trice is a big one, right? With Ramsey going down, who knows about Porter's? And I just told you about it. But if anything happens, who knows about Porter's status? Corey Trice will be able to come in. We obviously saw James Pierre take some snaps in Minnesota. And like I said, I'll have for you, Will Howard is now off IR with that pinky dislocation. So, we'll see the reps he gets in practice. We'll keep monitoring his situation. Like I said, essentially, it's going to be his redshirt year. He's just going to be learning behind a lot of guys. I don't really know if there's QB battles at this point of the season. I think he'll probably stay 4th on that depth chart with him and Skylar Thompson being on IR. So I don't think he'll be moving up. And obviously, our rookie Dante Kent, who we haven't seen at all, is off IR. So got 2 CBs back. Who knows if Kent will make the 53? Maybe he'll be a practice squad player, but it's good to have him back for the foreseeable future. But that's all I got for you, Yinzers, today. Big injury report going into a week 5 bye. It sucks to have a week 5 bye, by the way. We had the same thing last year. I feel like we had the same thing for the past 5 years. That was the famous Mike Tomlin "we do not care" quote when we had to play so much football. Usually you want your bye either not at the dead end, but either middle end or middle of the season. It just opens the team up to more injuries. But this is AFC North football. Nasty football. It's ugly football. We're a 3-1 football team. And we've got a good chance this year. AFC's looking a little NFC's looking a little this year, so Pittsburgh Steelers got a great chance for that 7th Lombardi. All right, Yenzers, I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'll see you in the next one.